All right, hi everybody, welcome back. Attorney Steve Vondran, welcome to another exciting video, Freedom of Information Act, how to get public records for your video, your YouTube channel, or just to keep the government accountable, to be in the know, to fight for transparency and accountability in our government. Without further ado, let's head to the Attorney Steve litigation whiteboard. Boom. All right, here we go. So this is the Freedom of Information Act. FOIA. This came out, I believe it was 1967, and this falls under 5 USC United States Code Section 552. And this just is a real simple way to get content for your channel. I tried to post the different reasons you would want it. Maybe you're doing a blog, you're doing a reporting thing, you're a muckraker, if you guys know that term from the old days, looking for the dirt, trying to find out what's going on in your government. You want to hold them accountable. But I put down here video content. This is a great place to get video content. People tend to trust government sources more than any other things, so it's a lot less likely somebody will say this is misinformation or fake news or whatnot. So the process is very simple. Let's take a look here. All you're going to do is you're going to make a request. And there's a lot of agencies that are subject to FOIA. Let me get my glasses on here. It does not apply to the judicial branch. You can find court records online if you need court records. These can be great things for your video channel. Get court records. You can go to Pacer, has public records for federal cases, criminal cases, bankruptcy cases, civil cases. You can also use all states have their own public records request. And a lot of people think it's actually easier and better to get documents through your state than the federal government because there's all these different exemptions. But all you're going to do is you're going to make a request. And I'm going to tell you, since we're dealing with the executive branch here, this is what information you're able to obtain. You're not going to get judicial branch. You're not going to get legislative branch. You're not going to get House and Senate and the Congress and what's so forth and so on. You're not going to get the White House. You're not going to get the executive office of the White House. But you are going to get a whole slew of agencies. There's probably about 100 of them, 100 plus. I don't think anybody really knows for sure, but it's going to have all your departments, your Department of Agriculture, Commerce, Defense, Education, Department of Energy, Department of Health and Human Services, HUD, Department of Justice. You're going to have the FCC, Federal Communications Commission. I was looking up some records on one of the sites, and they had all these complaints against Miley Cyrus for her 2013 show. They said, how do you let this go on in 2013? How was she able to run out there and do this kind of dance that she was doing? So it's kind of fun to read those things. You could put those on your educational video channel or fun channel. FDIC for banking, Federal Election Commission, Federal Reserve, NASA, all kinds of things. So in other words, I'll put a list up there in the comments section where you can see all the different options that you have. But you can seek body cam video footage, you can seek letters, calendars, receipts, budgets, things like that, all kinds of things. Anything that is a routine record maintained by the government, you have a good chance to get it. Not going to say you're always going to get it. There are exemptions. They're going to say, nope, sorry, can't get it to you. Not going to happen. But all you're going to do basically is make a request. Each of these agencies that I just mentioned are going to have their own requirements, okay? There's a good website. It's FOIA.gov. I'm going to put it down in the comments section. They have a link to all the different agencies, so you can just easily find the agency you're looking for and make your request. But each agency is going to have its own rules. They might have a form you need to fill out. They may say, I don't care, just do your own form. It could be anything along those lines. Be specific. You can only request documents that are existing. You can't say, hey, FBI, create me a data sheet of all the crimes in $1 million homes over the last 2 years. They're not going to create documents for you. They're not going to answer your questions. They're not going to give you advisory opinions. They're only going to search and see if they have anything responsive to your request. Okay? So be specific. Time frames, what are you looking for? Was it an accident and you want body cam footage on this particular day in this particular city? Be very specific. Otherwise, it's what's called a fishing expedition, and they're not going to know what you're looking for. They're probably going to deny it. They're not going to say, I'm going to take the next 2 years to try to answer this request. Be very specific. Fees, there's generally not a fee, but if you're looking for something extensive, you could say, well, I'm willing to pay up to $100. I'm willing to pay up to $500, whatever the case may be. Depends how important the document is. There could be expedited fees. You could pay fees to get it expedited. I got to get this right away. All right. And you can request the format if you're seeking videos. Say, I want body camera footage in a video format like movie.mov. MPV4, things like that. You don't need to say why you want the request. You don't have to say, here's what I'm working on. You don't have to do that, thankfully. Make the request, be specific, follow the instructions. Then, basically, you're looking at 20 business days and you're supposed to get a response. Now, don't count on that. This is the federal government. All government agencies, you're going to be needing to think about giving them some wiggle room. They have mandatory extensions that they can request, and it may just end up taking some time depending on what you're asking for. So be patient, don't go crazy, don't beat down their doors. 20 business days. Now, either they're going to provide you what they can, or they're going to, sometimes you may ask for something and part of it is exempt and they're not going to give it to you, but you can request the segregated edition. Give me the part that you can provide that's not exempt. Okay, so in other words, they can provide the content that you're requesting. Bingo, you got your records. Same with your state laws, your public records, same type of deal. Or they can object, and they do, and they will, and you'll have grounds stated for you. The burden on them is to prove why you shouldn't get the records. There is a presumption that you're entitled to the records as a member of the public, okay? Some of the exemptions here, let's take a quick look. Classified national security, of course, and how many things? So many things are national security, right? Well, can't get you that. It's national security. That's one. Exemption 2, things related to the internal personnel rules and practices of an agency. Hey, you're asking us how we do things internally. We don't like that. You don't need to know. I think that's, fine line. There should be some disclosure and transparency there. Exemption 3. Some other law prohibits it from being disclosed. So maybe there's a federal law that says we can't give you this because. Exemption 4, trade secrets, confidential information, privileged information. Exemption 5, privileged information between agencies. This could be attorney-client privilege. This could be work product. I'm going to have a video coming up soon on work product. Make sure you bookmark and subscribe. You're going to want to know what work product is and what that covers. Exemption 6, if they think it's going to invade somebody's personal property, like a police officer. Everybody says, well, I want to see that police officer's file. I want to see what's in there. Well, there's going to be some privacy rights in there. So you're probably going to have a little uphill battle on things like that. Other exemptions, law enforcement, you're interfering with enforcement proceedings. It would deprive a person a right to a fair trial. Unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, so forth and so on. Disclosing the identity of a confidential source. You've heard that one on the TV shows. So forth and so on. Could be expected to endanger the life or the physical safety of an individual. Showing dates and addresses, and you say, I want to know where this person lives, and I want to see their license plate. I want to know who they are. Number 8, information. I love this one. Information that concerns the supervision of financial institutions. Wow, no wonder. We could have used that back in 2007 in the foreclosure crisis. What's going on in our financial institutions? Sorry, sir, Mr. Vondran, exempt. Sorry. Exemption 9, whatever this is. Geological information on wells. I don't know why you wouldn't be entitled to that information, but it's on my list here. And there's some other exclusions, as we call them. But that's a basic rundown. This is an easy way. Now, if you don't get the information you're looking for, you can appeal. You can get on the phone with the person that's handling your request. You can talk it through. You can limit or narrow your search. You can try other things like that. If that doesn't work, you have appeals process. Most people will tell you, I don't do a ton of these, most people will tell you, appeal, 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 appeal. You'll always get more, usually I should say, you will usually get more than what you got in the first place. just by appealing. You get a fresh set of eyeballs. You let somebody know you're really serious about getting that information. There is a mediation process if you want. And finally, if all else fails and you just know you're right and you need that info and you're entitled to it as a tax-paying citizen of this country, you have the right of judicial review. All right, you guys. So this is general legal information only, not legal advice. FOIA, make sure to check. I'll have some great links down there below for you. And also check your public records, your state records. Lots of good stuff to get there for you video channel creators, some great content that may spice up your channel, government documents that essentially you paid for. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I got to run. Bye now.